Welcome back to the Elevate podcast, where we explore the strategies, innovations, and leadership insights driving growth in behavioral health. If you caught our very first episode with Trevor Rand from Google, you know we dove straight into the deep end, unpacking Google's AI overviews, the latest search trends, and what that means for behavioral health marketing. Today, we're taking a little bit of a different angle. This one is personal. I want to take you behind the scenes and share the mission, the vision, the big why behind the Elevate podcast. Because while trends and tactics are important, the reason we do this work is even more important. I've been an entrepreneur most of my life, but my journey into behavioral health, that's a little bit personal. Over the years, I've seen addiction up close. I watched people I care deeply about wrestle with substance use disorders, alcohol, drugs, you name it. I've seen the toll it takes, not just on them, but on their families, their careers, the companies they work for, the communities they live in. And here's the heartbreaking part. In 2024, nearly 50 million Americans met the criteria for substance use disorder. What's mind-blowing is that only 6.5% of those people, statistically speaking, got the treatment they needed. Think about that for a moment. That means that millions of people right now that are suffering are not getting the help they need. Maybe you know somebody in your life who's needed help but never got it. Maybe it was because of cost. Maybe they didn't have the right insurance. Maybe it was stigma. Maybe they just didn't know where and how to get started. That's the reality we're fighting against here at Elevate. When saying that is that a couple of years back, I started looking at this industry from a business lens, and I was shocked about the statistics. Relapse rates, regression rates, upwards 40, 60% at times. That's not highly effective recovery. Patient acquisition costs, sometimes ranging upwards $10,000 for a cost per admission. And the insurance complexity, don't even get me started. 95% of admissions, though, are funded by insurance, but it's created in a maze of authorization, verification processes, and billing hurdles for facilities. I realized there was a massive gap. There's all these incredible facilities with dedicated clinicians and facility owners that are trying to make a difference, but they're struggling to fill the beds. Not because they weren't doing good, not because they don't have the right treatment, but because they couldn't get cut through the noise in one of the most competitive landscapes on this planet. And that's why I created Elevate, to help these treatment centers connect with the right patients, help them reduce the patient acquisition cost, and in that sense, grow the facilities in a sustainable fashion. At the same time, it's not just about growing the census, but it's about allowing them to impact more lives. Increasing that 6.5% I mentioned upwards, high in double digits, so we get more people in recovery and help the suffering for all the families, the companies, the ripple effect that it has in the industry. So in summary, our mission is simple. At Elevate, we're here to close the gap between the tens of millions of people struggling with addiction and mental health and connect them with the right facilities that are equipped to help them the best way possible. Our vision is cultivate an industry where every high-quality behavioral health facility can achieve full census while thriving financially, and that sustainability allows them to change more lives. Because if we can make that happen, when we make that happen, the ripple effect is enormous. More people get into recovery. That means stronger families, healthier communities, better companies, better outcomes. And that's why I get out of bed each morning to help facility owners drive full census and impact lives. But let's be real, it's not easy, not at all. Facilities are competing for the same high-intent keywords on Google Ads and any other search platform with upwards $100 to $200 cost per click. It's insane. Some states are highly oversaturated. It's making it nearly impossible to stand out and cut through the noise. And without an in-house team that has the right expertise, most facilities I speak with are flying blindly when it comes to the ROI or the return on ad spend. If you're listening to this and you're running a treatment center, you may know what I'm talking about. It may sound familiar, right? Every single dollar counts. And every empty bed is not just an opportunity lost, but a life that you could have saved. What we aim to do with this podcast is to change that. Every week, you'll hear from industry leaders, investors in behavioral health, innovators in software systems for addiction treatment centers. In other words, people in the trenches making things happen. We'll cover valuable insights and pain points that most facilities face. In other words, topics like marketing and admission strategies that actually work, or how AI and tech is changing the landscape for behavioral health. We'll also dive into leadership lessons that can cultivate sustainable growth by motivating your admissions business development team and aligning marketing and admissions into one unified strategy. We'll touch upon topics that are relevant for your continued growth, such as M&A trends that are shaping the industry's future and what you should focus on. And I promise this isn't just theory. This is real world, proven actionable insights that you can take back to your team and implement tomorrow. On our next episode, we'll be sitting down with another thought leader in the behavioral health space to address some of these common challenges that treatment center facilities face. And whether that's filling beds consistently in predictable fashion, or it's lowering your patient acquisition cost, or just building a stronger admission and business development system that is aligned. All the conversations are designed with you in mind. So if you're CEO, CMO, facility owner, or executive just working hard to grow your facility, keep that census full, and ultimately want to help more patients, you're going to walk away with some valuable insights that you can apply right away. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss this one. So there you have it, folks. That is our big why. That is the purpose that drives the entire team behind Elevate. And if you believe in what we're doing, if you want to be part of this conversation, if you want to help us transform this industry, please hit subscribe, share this episode with somebody who needs to hear it. And let's together keep building a stronger behavioral health industry. This is Garth, and you've been listening to the Elevate podcast. See you in the next episode.